Hey guys, it's Raven and we're back with another video. Today we are doing our long-awaited Serene Ocean bag crochet tutorial. So in this tutorial, I will be covering on how to do the base of the bag, the straps, which have an adjustable function, feature, and the edge, the border, the sea motifs like the shell, starfish, barnacles, the waves, and the beads and the placement of everything. The jellyfish is a paid pattern on my website, which will be available in a pattern bundle with the bag as well. And the fish is by Shushu Crochet on YouTube. You can check her channel out as well. So in the paid pattern, there will also be a tote bag version with the sun, ruffled corals. There will be 3 types of corals, and there will also be seaweed and more stuff. Yeah. So I tried experimenting with orange and I really like how it turned out. However, I'm gonna try and make it in different colors as well aside from blue. And in the pattern, I've also included the lining for the tote bag and just extra stuff, you know, inspo from like testers who have tested for me. So regarding the difficulty level on this bag, it is advanced beginner, and there's mostly a lot of basic stitches used like single, half double crochet, and double crochet. There is a few stitches that are not commonly used, so it will be slowly explained in the video. And if you do make a crochet ocean bag, please do remember to credit me by tagging my Instagram, my YouTube, or linking my website. That would really be appreciated. And I've been really grateful for all the support I've received on my ocean bag. I hope you guys will like the tutorial and the pattern. And you can head to my Instagram to check out for my testers version to get some inspo on like colors, placements, and everything. So the paid pattern will also be more affordable so that it can be more accessible to everyone who would like to try out the tote bag version and all the other stuff in there. So without further ado, let's get to the video. So for the materials wise, I am using this yarn Troya from Yarn Art. It is acrylic and wool, and here I have 100 grams, but for the total bag I used around 1.5 skein. So it's 250 meters, and I'm using a 6mm hook for this yarn, and this yarn is an Aran chunky weight. These two will be used for the shells and the starfish, the border of the bag. So this one is for the border, the starfish. This one's for the shell and the barnacles. So both of these I recommend you to have around 100 grams each. I don't have the yarn with me right now, but yeah, just imagine this is 100 grams. And you need some stitch markers, a back strap accessory, D-rings or just regular 2 rings. I only have 1 left, so just for visualization, a back strap adjustable accessory, needles for sewing and thread, any like darning needle to weave in your ends, a 3.5mm hook or whatever hook is suitable for your yarns you're using. I might size up to a 4 or 4.5, pair of scissors, and some beads. So I don't have the same beads as I used for the previous bag, so these are the beads I have. I usually go for like shells, transparent, circular beads, pearls, if possible, freshwater pearls, and fish beads. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the cat or the fish, but yeah, it's really up to you. Some of the stuff is optional, so if you don't have them or it's not within your reach or it's not accessible to you, don't worry, you don't have to use them. I'm just showing the version for the one I did, so yeah, let's get started. So for the back base, I'll be using a 6mm hook The recommended hook size for the yarn is actually 5 mm, but I'm going to size up so that it will be faster. And even though it will have a bit of holes in the bag, I am using a lining, so it shouldn't be much of an issue. And based on what shape and size you want it to be, you can increase the size accordingly. So for me, I'm going for a rectangular shape, so I'll be starting from the base and then going in rounds all the way to the top. So first we start with a slip knot. So based on the length that I want to do it, it should fit around A4 size. So I am going to chain 50. So here I have a chain of 50. If you want a smaller bag, of course you can size down. This part isn't really much of an issue. However, if you want the full design of the ocean bag, I would recommend a rectangular shape. Or if you're going for a more vertical shape, you can also manipulate the waves and designs on the bag. But it's really up to you. So I'm going with 50 chains. And then we're gonna start working into the sides down. So for this bag, I usually do half double crochet. Again, you can do single crochet or double crochet, it's fine, because the bag base doesn't really matter as long as you get like a rectangular or square shape, whatever shape you want, it's okay. Yeah, so we're gonna start with doing half double crochets along the chain from the second chain from the hook. So first and then the second. Insert your hook, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3. And then we're gonna continue doing half double crochets down the chain. Yep, continue half double crocheting until you finish here, and I'll meet you there. So once you've reached to the last stitch, we're going to work another half double crochet inside, because we'll be working on the other side of the foundation chain all the way back. So because I need one more stitch on this side, I'm gonna work one more half double crochet in the last stitch, and then I'm going to start working into the chain spaces here on the foundation chain here, while also weaving in my end. So this is how it looks like, with my end being weaved in at the same time. It'll save you trouble, and I would definitely recommend this method. So I'll meet you guys back at the starting point. Once you've reached to the end, there's still one last stitch here, the first half double crochet you did. And afterwards we are going to slip stitch into that first stitch we made, this first half double crochet, insert, and we're going to slip stitch. Okay, so that is the base done. We're going to start doing half double crochets in rounds instead of slip stitching. So after slip stitching, we're going to insert our first half double crochet in this one. So not the stitch we slip stitch into, but the next one. And then we'll start half double crocheting in rounds. And let's meet back here so I can show you how to continue the round. So I just reached the end of round 2 and I'll be half double crocheting in all the stitches. Okay, so this stitch is the first stitch of round 2 and I'll just half double crochet in every stitch past it. So from here on you can just half double crochet in every stitch until you reach your desired height. For me, the base is round 1 and then this is round 2, so I did 30 rounds. And yeah, just continue half double crocheting until you feel happy, and we will stop at one of the ends of the bag, and I'll see you guys there. So I've just finished 30 rows of my bag and I'm happy with the shape and size. Of course, if you want to make it bigger, you can just add more rows as you wish. And right now I've added this stitch marker to indicate the side of the bag. This is the end of the row, but I've added on 3 more stitches. So if you're adding the D-ring, I'm going to show you how. The benefits of having a D-ring is that you can always attach keychains more easily. And I love keychains, so I like to add this. So the reason why I added a stitch marker here is to show the side of the bag, to make it central. And I've added on 1, 2, 3 more stitches. So to attach the D-ring, I'll be working into these 7 stitches here. This is just an indicator. And once you've added 3 more stitches on the left or the right if you're left-handed, turn your bag and we'll start working into the D-ring. So we're going to do single crochets into the D-ring. Insert your hook, you don't have to chain one here. Insert your hook into the first stitch and then also insert your hook into the ring. Yarn over, pull through the ring and the stitch and pull through both loops. And then repeat this step 7 times. So it's the second stitch, it's the third, and then the stitch marker. This is the 4th one, which should be the central one. And this is the 5th one. It's the 6th one, and lastly the 7th one. There we go. Our D-ring is now connected and we can chain one and cut off the yarn. And just weave in the ends. So this is your first D-ring done, and you're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. However, if you're just directly adding the straps on, you can skip this part. So now we'll be working on the straps, and there's 3 options to choose from. The first one is directly working the straps onto the bag. Second option will be working into the D-rings, and third option would be to work into these back clasp. So I'll be showing you how to attach the strap from the back clasp, but if you're working directly from the back, instead of doing these single crochets, you can just do 6 double crochets across here. So now let's get started on the more advanced technique. So for the straps, I'll be doing 6 rows of double crochet, and instead of using a 6mm hook, I will be using a smaller hook so it doesn't stretch as much. So first, just grab your back clasp and your yarn, pull it to one end so you can tie a knot. So with your smaller hook, insert your hook into the ring and pull the yarn, chain 1. So we'll start with doing 6. And also try to hold down the tail like this so you don't have to weave it in later. It's just a good habit to have. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So from here, instead of doing chain 2 and then double crochet, we're going to try a different method. So from here, insert your hook into this stitch here. It's a bit hard to put. Okay, yarn over, pull through once, and yarn over, pull through 2. So essentially we just did a single crochet on top the last stitch we made, and I'm going to insert my hook into, can you see these 2 stitches here, 2 loops? I'll insert my hook into the left loop here. Yarn over, pull through once, yarn over, pull through 2. Essentially it's 2 single crochets stacked on each other. This makes it easier for us to do double crochets on top of it as compared to doing chain 2. So we'll be doing 5 double crochets, so that method with the 2 single crochets stacked on each other, and then 5 double crochets. So that's your first row done, and repeating the same steps. Instead of doing a chain 2, insert your hook into the same stitch you just did, do a single crochet, insert your hook into the left loop, do another single crochet. This will act as a double crochet, and then 5 double crochets along the row. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then last one here, 6. So this is much easier as compared to doing chain 2. Just keep in mind to always count the number of stitches you have on the row, because you might tend to miss one out, and then after a lot of rows you realize that you're short by 1. So we're going to repeat this until you reach your desired length of the strap. if you want to make an adjustable strap, you can add another 2 to 4 more rows. However, keep in mind that double crochet does stretch, so you don't have to make that many rows because it would stretch anyways. So once you reach your desired length, I will meet you there. I just finished making the straps and I made 60 rows of double crochet, starting from here all the way. So the 60 double crochets I did included the 4 rows for the adjustable strap part. So if you are directly connecting to the back without adjustable straps, you don't have to do the extra 4. You can just do how many you like and just attach it here instead of the D-ring. And for those doing the adjustable strap, we will be adding the border with our off-white yarn first. I will be doing the border for the back first, then the strap. To have the effect that we want on the border, we'll be working on the inside instead of the outside. So I'll be starting somewhere near the D-ring I made, maybe around here. So first I will tie a knot. I'll insert my hook, yarn over, pull through once and do chain 1. I'm going to insert my hook in the same stitch, do a single crochet, and then a double crochet in the same stitch. Then I'm going to skip 1 stitch and then do a single crochet and a double crochet. So skip 1 stitch and then insert my hook into the next stitch, single crochet, and then double crochet in the same stitch. Same thing, skip a stitch, single crochet, and double crochet. So this is the effect we're going for. Just remember to be working on the inside of the bag instead of the outside. Just keep repeating until you reach the D-ring or your directly attached strap. And once you're nearing to your strap or your D-ring, instead of working on the top, I'm going to be working through the side and then continuing onto the other side. Okay, so as you can see, this is the next stitch, but I'm going to go under after skipping this one. So under, single crochet, under again, so yarn over, do a double crochet under, and then again skip this stitch and then under, and then double crochet, and again skip this stitch, but the next stitch is already on the other side, so we can just continue from here. And continue as per normal. So this is how it should look like. And I'll skip this last stitch and slip stitch into the single crochet we first did. Chain 1 and cut off. In a situation where you have 2 spaces or no spaces, you can either add 1 more stitch in between your 2 stitches here, or you can just finish it off with 2 stitches in between. It's really up to you if you want to have more. We'll now be working on the straps for the border. So for the adjustable straps, I put a stitch marker here first, as we will not be working on the straps now. We'll just be doing the borders first. For this part, I'll be using a smaller hook so that the border will help with the stretch to make it less stretchy. So again, do a chain 1, single crochet, double crochet in the same stitch. Each double crochet consists of 1 stitch, so can you see this like hole here? We're just going to skip that. Again, we'll skip this hole here and do a single and double crochet. So repeat until you reach the end of the back strap. Once you've done crocheting all the way to the end of the strap, we'll now be working on this side all the way back. Same thing, tie a knot. Chain 1, single crochet, and then double crochet. Skip 1, single crochet, double crochet. We'll repeat the same process all the way to the end, and I'll meet you here. Now that I've finished my border until the end of the strap, I'll just finish it off. And weave both the ends in, and I will show you how to attach the adjustable strap. So here I have my strap done with the long tail, with the good side or your preferred side facing you. You will insert your strap from under and above. So you can also use this kind of adjustable accessory, but both will work. And make sure the good side is facing here, facing you. Pull your tail out, and then as you can see, this is the good side, so I'm going to loop it into my other back clasp. And once it's looped into the back clasp, I'm pulling my tail. So how this is gonna work is that we're going to sew this to this middle part and not into the strap here, just the middle part, so that this can still move while this is attached here. So this is where it gets a bit tricky, so I will kind of leave some room for me to sew and use this area here. Grabbing my needle. I will insert my needle in and then up. But just make sure to be careful with not sewing into this because it will require you to redo it again if you do that. Then I will insert my needle back into the strap. Then I'm going to go back into it. And then out. Into the strap. And then back in and out again. Just keep repeating the same process and keep checking if you have sewn into the other side of the strap. Make sure you are only attaching this to the middle section of the strap. Okay, and now I will be tying a knot and then weaving in my ends. Your strap is now done. Ta-da! We will now move on to making the sea motifs and let's go! So for the shell, I'll be using my weight for Aran yarn and a 4.5 hook. We'll start by doing a magic ring. And 8 single crochets. And close the circle tightly. And now we will start with working in the back loops only. So the front loop is the one closer to you and the back loop is the one away from you. We're going to do 2 single crochets in the same stitch now. So we're going to do 2 single crochet in the same stitch 6 times. So that's 2 times. And then we're going to continue with doing 2 half double crochets in the same stitch. So change to 2 half double crochet. Remember, working in the back loops only, 6 times. One, two, then we're going to do 2 double crochets in the same stitch 6 times. One, two, and now we'll be doing 2 treble crochet in each stitch 6 times. Now that we've made our base for the shell, we're going to start doing reverse single crochets all around. And for right-handers like me, I work this way and I'm going to work backwards. And for left-handers, you'll work backwards as well. So from here to the edge, all the way here, the parts that are exposed on the edge, we will be working through both the loops, front and the back. In this intersection here, we'll be working in the front loop only, which is these stitches that are left at the front. So let's get started. So with your hook here, insert your hook into the stitch you are in right now. Yarn over, pull through once, yarn over, pull through 2. So that is a reverse single crochet. I'm going to do the same, but it's kind of like the opposite of where you usually go. Usually you go in the same direction as you work, but we're going in the other way. So it might feel a bit weird, but you get the hang of it. So from here, insert your hook into the next stitch. Get your yarn, yarn over, pull through once, and yarn over, pull through 2. So this will create this kind of like curve effect, which is what we're going for, the twisted edge. And continue all the way until you reach here. You may also insert your hook, grab the yarn and pull a bit more so it's easier to pull through both after. So I'm at my last stitch that is at the edge. Continue doing reverse single crochet in both the front and the back loop. Okay, so this part gets a little bit tricky, so just do it slowly. So you kind of need to insert your hook into the next stitch. The same way, but just in the front loop only. Pull through once, yarn over, pull through two. So instead of going this way, we're going backwards. So backwards. Same process, just at the back instead. I think going through this way is fine too. You can also go this way as well. I'm down to my last 2 stitches. I will cut off a long tail for me to sew the sides later. I'm going to chain 1. And with the hole in the middle, using my hook to just pull it through. And just adjust and stretch the shell a bit. And that is your shell applique or sea motif. Ta-da! And now we'll move on to making barnacles. So we're starting first with a magic ring. There's a few ways you can do this, but it's really up to you how big or small you want your barnacle to be. So method 1 is doing single crochets, working our way out, and then doing single crochets up, something like this. Or you can also do a chain 2 and then double crochet. I feel that this method is faster, but if you use single crochet instead, the sizes can vary more if you would like to do many of them in different sizes. But since I like the size that double crochet gives me, I will go with that instead since it's faster and less stitches to do. So we're gonna do 12 double crochets. Sorry, we're gonna do 11 more double crochets including the chain 2. So 2, 4, 6, 7. So the result will be a bigger barnacle. As you can see, we have a circle and this will be the base of the barnacle. So this will be the outside of it, this way. So first we are going to slip stitch into the first stitch we made, which is the double crochet and not the chain 2. So this stitch here. And then we're going to chain 2 and double crochet in every stitch. So the stitch here is meant for the chain 2, so we're going to do another stitch into the stitch we are in. And make sure you have 11 double crochets and 1 chain 2. So once you reach your last stitch, you should have something like a circular shape, like a hole, and then slip stitch to the first double crochet we did. I'm going to move the tail towards the outside. Oopsie. And now chain 2 and double crochet and then do a decrease. So to do an invisible decrease, you gotta insert your hook. So these two stitches, we're gonna combine them together. Insert your hook here, and then with your stitches on your hook, insert your hook into the next stitch from under to above. Pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. So that's how you do an invisible stitch. I mean invisible decrease. So do another double crochet and then do a decrease. Again, set your hook like this and then under again in the next stitch. And one last double crochet in this stitch here, and then slip stitch to the first double crochet you made, and ta-da, you got your first barnacle. And then you can just chain 1, pull it off, and then just weave in your ends. I suggest maybe when you use the tail, you can have a longer tail so you can just like sew it on directly, but I forgot about that. But yeah, this is how you get a barnacle. This is the double crochet method, which means that lesser stitches and faster. Whereas for the other barnacle that I did, it was double crochet at the bottom and single crochet up. So depending on how many decreases you do along the circle, it will determine how big the hole is. And of course, you can also make multiple sizes. Instead of doing 12 stitches, you can extend to 24 and more. Yeah, but that's just the concept of making a barnacle. And I am going to make 2 more of the small barnacles, and I'm going to make a big one now. Previously, I just made a barnacle, but the tail is too short to use for sewing, so this time we'll leave a longer tail, maybe like a much longer tail, and then we can use it to sew all the barnacles together, if that's what you're going for. Starting with a magic ring. We're going to chain 2 and then do 11 double crochets. We will slip stitch into the first double crochet we did, not the chain 2. Chain 2 as our first DC, and double crochet into this stitch here. So I will consider this as the first 2 double crochets, and we're going to do an increase in every stitch. So 2 double crochets in the same stitch. And in this stitch, you do 2 more double crochets. So including your chain 2, you should have 24 double crochets. And we're going to slip stitch into the first double crochet made, not the chain 2. and we'll do the same process by doing 1 double crochet in each stitch and then slowly decreasing on the second round, and even a third round if you want to. Chain 2, double crochet in each stitch, so this is what you should have. And also remember to put your tail on the other side so we can sew the barnacles together later. Now we will start decreasing. Chain 2, double crochet in the first stitch, and then decrease. And double crochet, and decrease. This will be my bigger barnacle. Of course, you can slow down on the decreases and make another row if you want like an even taller barnacle, but this is good. So I'll chain 1 and cut off my yarn, and I'm gonna make 2 more of this, so I'll have 3 small ones and 1 big one. So I now have 4 barnacles and they look really cute. I will likely position them like this or like this, probably at the bottom of the bag. But yeah, you can make as many barnacles as you want, experiment with the size, the height and everything. And now we will move on to making starfish. Now starting on the starfish, I'm using this milk cotton yarn and stonewash yellow color for the outside of the starfish. Starting with a magic ring, chain 2, and then 14 double crochets in the magic ring. So total you should have 15 double crochets, as we are considering the chain 2 as a double crochet. Close the circle and slip stitch to the first double crochet made, not the chain 2, and then chain 2, double crochet into the same stitch that our chain 2 is in. So we're gonna start doing double crochets in every stitch, and we should have 30 stitches. And you should have something like this circle. And then we're gonna start making the spine. So first, chain 11. Skip 1 and do 10 single crochets down. So because this is 1, 2 and 3 different stitches, so I'm going to work back into this same stitch, slip stitch, and then continue doing 6 slip stitches down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the same process. Once we've reached our last spine, instead of doing 6 slip stitch, we're going to do 3 slip stitch. 1, 2, 3. And here we are going to do 3 double crochet. Three half double crochet, and so 3 double, 3 half, and 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and on top here, 4. And we are going to add 1 more single crochet here, and then work downwards. So 4 single crochet, 2, 3, 4, and then half double crochet 3, and then 3 double crochet. And then we will slip stitch in the middle here, this middle stitch here, at like a center point. Slip stitch, and we will do the same process and we'll do the same process. So once you've reached to the end of your last spine, I will now slip stitch here, the same stitch I started the first spine, in here, slip stitch, chain 1, and now with my other yarn, I am using a 5mm hook. I think I might double strand it to make it thicker. I'm gonna start somewhere here. Basically, you just need to tie a knot and single crochet all around. Once you've tied a knot, chain 1, single crochet in the same stitch, and just single crochet in all of the stitches. So just slip stitch into the first single crochet you made, chain 1, and because I'm doing a double string, I will just cut off you just need to leave a long tail to sew the star around. And there you go, your star is done. If it's curling up, you can just pull the ends a bit, but once you sew it on your back, it won't curl anymore. And for this is optional, but I will also be doing slip stitches along the spines to give it more detail and texture. So using my same hook, I'm going to work into the holes here that are slightly bigger. Into this first hole here, insert my hook, do a slip knot first. Pull the slip knot through and insert my hook into the next stitch, which is like that line of holes here. Yarn over, pull through once, and then slip stitch. So this is called surface stitching, where I'm basically making a line down and to the other spine. Yarn over, pull through, and do a slip stitch. I recommend having looser tension when doing surface crocheting so your work doesn't like curl up because tension's too tight. This is okay. So and we're going to surface crochet into the center and then down to this spine. So just by a rough estimation, doesn't have to be perfect as long as it's towards the middle. Then into the middle and now towards the spine. And this is the last one. Here I will cut here I'll just pull the string, and we have finished the line detail for 2 spines, and we will repeat one more down here and then just one down into the middle. But I will show you how for the last one. Yeah, and once you get into the last stitch here, when you go in, when you go in here into the last stitch, you just want to do one more surface crochet over this intersection here. So this is how it looks like without it, and just kind of squeeze your get your hook into this area here and do a surface crochet, slip stitch, And then just cut your yarn. Yeah, so now it looks more clean. Once you cross the intersection, it makes it look more centralized in a sense. Yeah, and all that's left to do is just weaving in your ends, and we will set this aside for now. And we will proceed on with crocheting, surface crocheting with the same method, the wave on the back. Yeah. So now that you have your back and all your elements done, we will arrange them on our back and then see where you want your wave to be. For example, I want my star in the corner, my shell on top my star, and I want my barnacles to be at the bottom to kind of like represent under the wave, and then I'll make the wave around somewhere here. Like I need to have some sort of vision or sketch. If you feel like it's easier for you to draw your design out, then go ahead. Also, I recommend to leave these two corners empty because I'm going to sew on the inside of this for like a box corner. For example, something like this type of corner, I would need to leave this space empty. Now I know where my wave will be. I will just sew on my elements first, then I will do the wave. But you can do like the wave first, then the elements, but it's really up to you. Because for some people, they might need to like see where their other elements is first before doing the wave. However, it's really up to you. So let's get started. I've placed the yarn in a shape and orientation for you guys to see or picture my thought process. Here I'll put some beads to mimic the shells and everything. Maybe put some buttons around here, this area here. I'll leave these corners here untouched, and maybe I'll add some like seagulls over here, and maybe like a starfish or like a charm to hang below the wave. Yeah. I've placed some beads, some fishes, shell beads, pearls, buttons, some glass beads, and I'm now going to sew them on using this thread and a needle. So tips for sewing, like for this bag, I usually go in one line as much as I can and like maneuver my way to here. Yeah, let's get to it. So once you've finished your bag, we're now going to line it, and I've cut out a cloth here, and with some seam allowance here, I'll be sewing the bottom and then the top, and then I'll fold it in and then sew again. So let's go. So with the good sides facing each other, I'm flipping it inside out now. If you have two separate cloths, you can just sew from the side, bottom and side. For me, one of my sides is already combined, so I'll just be sewing along the bottom and the side first with my sewing machine. So once you have your lining done, yeah, you're just gonna flip it inside out. And now you have clean edges. So what you'll do, you'll also flip your bag inside out. If you're doing lining, you technically don't have to weave in your ends. I have like one or two that I leave hanging. And you're gonna insert your flipped inside out bag into your lining like this. Just to make sure that it's all the way to the corners. Then just adjust your bag, make sure everything is fitting alright. So I left a bit of extra fabric at the top so that I can flip it inside and give it a nice edge. So right now I'm gonna fold it in. I'm gonna fold it in. I'm not sure if you can see it, but so I'm gonna fold the extra fabric in so there'll be no raw edges showing. Something like this, and I'll just sew right over it. And if you're hand sewing, we can just do the same. In and out, all the way. I'll also be doing a box corner like this. It makes it feel like the bag has more space, and I just prefer it with the box corners instead of the sharp corners. So to do that, we need to grab our lining and bag and make sure that it's at the tip here. And we're going to sew along this line here. And depending on how big you want your box corner to be, it could be here, it could be here, but usually I'll just go with like a small one around here. Once you've sewn this line here, you can either attach it this way or this way, depending on your preference, or you can just leave it like that. Yeah, let's get to it. I've just finished sewing the bottom and I glued the flap down because I felt like it was really hard to sew it onto the bag, and I think it's working pretty good. I'm using this all-purpose adhesive, or any fabric glue would work as well. Ta-da! It looks so cute. It's like a little, I don't know, like a little dumpling, I don't know. It's so cute. And it's quite clean. It feels like there's more space in it already as compared to when it had like pointy corners, and I really recommend doing the box corner method. Now to add on the straps. And ta-da! Isn't this so cute? I added lots of like accessories like this shark that keeps turning behind, this puppy playtime hair clip, and this jellyfish. We have come to the end of the Serene Ocean Bag crochet tutorial, and I hope that you guys liked the tutorial. Hope you guys liked the video. I apologize if the audio wasn't really good. I try my best, and if you guys have any questions or suggestions, feel free to comment down below if you liked the video, and feel free to leave a like, comment, or subscribe for more tutorials and vlogs, crafting, and all that stuff. Yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!